Here we have our Sabertooth 990FX motherboard. It's got heat splicers there that splice heat away from the CPU. It's got PCI Express 2.0 times 16 slots, and if you want to, you could use Crossfire X, so you could put two video cards in to work together to get better performance, but it's not that much. We have 4 DIMM slots here for our memory, which we're going to use our Kingston memory in, and we have our socket AM3 Plus for our AMD FX 4100 3.6 gigahertz CPU. And if you look at the back here, we have our bracket in the back for our CPU for putting on our stock heatsink. And to install the CPU, all you do is lift this up, put the CPU in, so just 0 insertion force. If you're using any insertion force, you're doing something wrong. You've either bent a pin or somehow messed this up. So if you're trying to push it and it's not going in, there's something wrong. It should just pop right in. Here we have our Kingston HyperX 8GB DDR3. Just gonna install that in. Where's DIMM 1? DIMM 1. No, those ones don't pop back. It's designed like that. Down till it clicks, and then we take the next one and we put it in. Here's our AMD FX 4100 CPU. We have our motherboard, and we're going to install that now. So just take this carefully, and there is, I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but there's a gold arrow there, and you line it up with the arrow on the socket. You just lift this pin up, plunk her down in there, done, put it down, and your CPU is successfully installed. We have our Cooler Master Extreme Power Plus 700 watt power supply.
80% efficiency.
It has 80% efficiency, and so it should be good. Get all this static stuff. And we take it out and put it in our case. Yes, thank you, Josh. I am now grounded.
And go to your room.
Comes with bubble wrap, obviously.
And lots
Power
of
cable.
cords.
Power cable.
That's important.
It's got
I don't know
some
why,
stickers.
but it's important.
No idea why.
No. I thought computers ran on solar energy they collected from the sweat of nerds, but
So, oh, it's black. Nice. Oh, sweet looking power supply here.
not black.
And
Well, I guess it is black on the case. That's cool.
it's got a nice fan. And it's got sleeve cables, sleeve major cables at least. So we're going to install this. So here's Josh screwing in the power supply in the back of our case. It's got a special type of screwdriver. In our CD drive and put it in, and we just need to batten down the hatches and screw it in. Antec Cooler H2O 920 liquid cooling system. It's what?
No, it's just remembering having to buy this and how much trouble I had to go through.
It's okay, it'll be fine.
Just a piece of neck.
So
Yes, please, this guy.
we're gonna install this. No one here has really ever done this, but I guess we'll try it right here. We'll
It's gonna
take
break
a look at
everything.
this. I've never actually seen this before.
Ground yourself.
It comes in, ground yourself. It comes in protected cardboard packaging.
Like all good things on Earth.
Installation guide, CD for the installation of the software. It's got, here's our fans and our radiator with our special water tubes.
Quite a lot of brackets and screws.
This water cooling system supports many modern chipset. So here you can see the block with the thermal paste. Ooh. It's got a copper block for very good heat distribution. And these cables, for some reason very dirty, are very flexy, so you can bend them pretty well. And we're just looking at the instructions here. It's telling us all the different kind of brackets that we have for Intel and AMD series chips. And it's giving us all the instructions of how to install it. And we're going to install the fans in a push-pull configuration, so it's pulling air through the case and out through this radiator, and it's cooling the overall case, and the liquid is going through here into the water block, and it's going, not water block, but it's going in, cooling the CPU and keeping your temperatures low. So here we've got our block on. We've got the mounting piece for it that goes onto the CPU, and just these thumb screws here, you just put it down and you screw them on, and you can see, just ground myself, on the back you can see we've installed the back plate so that the CPU liquid cooler can sandwich between them and hold them together. We're just gonna take it, flip it over, and carefully set it in our case. So here we are, putting the motherboard in the case. It's a little bit tight fit. It'll work though. We're just getting the screws going into the standoff.
So what we're doing now is we're screwing the liquid cooling to the fan port so that we can have our push-pull configuration sorted.
We have the first fan in and the radiator, and now we have to put the second fan on the other side. Here we are. We've got the radiator and the fans mounted in there, and now we're just going to install the cooling
And finally be done with this
contraption. Here we are connecting the fans and pumps and everything for our cooler. Just gotta get this on there. There we go. Josh is just untangling the USB.
which is actually not twist tied, it's more like knotted.
We're just hooking up the power connector here first so we can fit the hard drive in. Our 1 terabyte Western Digital Caviar Black hard drive. There it's in.
Here we have our Radeon 6850 HD.
So you just slide it in here like so and line it up. Stick it in, push down until it clips, and it's in. Then you just need to tighten up the screws here and here. So we just plugged in a video card, and we got all the PCIe connectors hooked up and the power connectors for the motherboard. And Ron over here, he's just putting the PSU back in, and
Yep.
looks like we're going good. Okay, so now we've connected SATA cables, SATA 6 gig-a-second cables to the motherboard and the hard drive and our DVD-ROM drive. You can see there. So they basically just run through here, down here to these little SATA hookups down here on our motherboard. And next we're going to connect power to them from the PSU, and they'll be hooked up. It's all hooked up now.
Greatest cable management ever.
No, you're not going to do the first one. You never film the first one.
All right, well, Josh is going to do the honors and push the button.
And on the 7th day,
We had life.